Alright, what's good? We're here with another P-Dot Ventures video. We're just out collecting, scrap, cans and bottles, mostly. Extra little goodies that we find here and there. As you can see, I got the cans here, bottles here, a clipboard. Keep count of the cans, I'll explain that in a little bit. But this will be kind of the first episode, I guess, of our cans and bottles scrap series. Mostly cans and bottles, I guess, is the main purpose. It is a little late, so we'll try and keep her quiet, but at least in terms of talking. I like to do my runs at nighttime. Usually a lot cooler out. Plus, I work during the day. So obviously we're looking for any alcohol containment units, vessels. I do have a video explaining kind of what they're worth and taking them in. I recommend checking that out. Fake out. Sometimes there's some stuff here. We hit mostly the same, or I hit mostly the same spots, I guess. Pretty consistently. Nothing there. We haven't been out for long. I just kind of went past my house a little bit, so you kind of didn't know where I was living. But we use the bike and cart combo, although I do have a car. We got one here. $13, that is going to bring us up to, so you can see the process a little bit. Obviously goes in the can bag, and we'll just write a 13. There's a couple ways you could do this, but I just kind of go up in scale. You could just write each batch as you kind of get them instead, and kind of add it all up at the end. But this is the first night for testing out the clipboard idea. I've always wanted to kind of make the counting of cans more efficient, because obviously you bring them in and they need to know the count, so they can get that money. Once you're doing this long enough, or I guess if you're an alcoholic maybe, you'll start to get an idea of what cans and bottles you're gonna see often. Obviously you see some weird ones. I do pick up some random items here and there. A lot of people will put pots and pans in the recycling, take them for shred, scrap. Always good to check what's kind of chilling. Sometimes things are alcohol cans. Usually there's a little drop here, but you never know. Got like a broken recycling. I don't know how well things will be lit in terms of nighttime filming. I could maybe possibly do some daytime filming, but I kind of prefer the night. Less interactions with people, obviously. Most people that you do see though at night are kind. I don't think I've really had anyone question why I'm out so late. They kind of get the idea. It's more of people that don't want you in their recycling in general, regardless of the time. As far as I can tell. But we'll pretty much finish up this street and then maybe click back in if we have some more random thoughts, stuff like that, or if we come across a big gold mine, big finds. Sometimes we'll get some Caesars and stuff in here. nothing. You become pretty proficient at it. This is you know, a half decent hot spot. Like I said, I switch it up sometimes, but this is kind of the usual run, and you can make some decent bucks out here for sure. There's a rabbit right there. I don't know if you can see that, just chilling. Maybe like a cat. Like a rabbit. This place usually is half decent. Oh, almost fell over my bike. We'll see what we got now. See what we got indeed. Well, I see something. It's all a bat, see? You know, you can just spot these kind of things there. Hopefully, camera angle and stuff is good. Get a bush. $14, $15. There's the rabbit. 16, 17. Sometimes you gotta dig. 18, 19, 20. I think we might be tapped here, up at the 20 mark. Always clean up, you know. I'm kind of inclined to check deeper in this one now. Scanning. Leave 20 it is. Oh, come on. Losing my skills here. Right, we were at 13, so 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Excuse my counting skills. 19, 20. It's obviously 10 cents each, you know, we're up to $2. The pace would usually be a little faster, but taking her slow for, you know, camera reasons. Try and let you scan, see what I'm doing before I'm just falconing cans out of the recycling. Looks like we got something. What is this right here? 21%? 21. I don't know why I added the percent because I was reading it at the same time. Once you find one, though, you gotta kind of keep digging. Oh, that'll bring us up to 21. If I know there's kind of two spots where there might be something, I won't mark it down necessarily yet, because less likely to forget. Bam, 21. Usually I write a little bit smaller, trying a little bit bigger just so you can see it. Well, I haven't done the clipboard thing before, but I just mean in general. We're almost at the end of this road here. Like I said, we'll clear it up and come back if I have any more, you know, kind of thoughts and stuff. Interactions. Gold mines. I guess maybe once we get to the end of the road, I could also run through my cart a little bit, show you what's good. Only a couple spots left. Usually there's some up here and maybe some to the left here. Like I said, we take scrap as we can. It'll fit on the cart and I'm relatively close enough to drop it off. It all depends. So you like to take these metal tins, doing a lot with you know, wood and nails. So any extra nails, rusty, broken, bent nails out of pallets, stuff like that, throw in here, just fill it up. And you know, I guess it's just a container for them that's also metal. So usually I'll grab them. Otherwise you can flatten them relatively easily and just add them to your shred. And don't be afraid to call out something if you see me miss it. I'll be deeply saddened. There's nothing I can do about it, but still call it out, so I could be maybe more diligent on the next run. Looks pretty clear. Last one or two of the road, I guess, here. Sometimes you find some goodies at this place. Alcohol containers and or cool stuff. See, we got some pots. Too big for kind of what I'm doing, but also a good source to find pots around this time of year. So we got a couple more cans, a couple more pots, maybe a bottle or two. We're just continuing on. Check what we got here. Nothing too fancy. Try and raise the camera up here for the better of a view. Well, like I said, I prefer my my routes at night. Cool, calm, you know, at least in the summer anyway. Bit of a partial hot spot up here, so we'll check it out. Sorry if the cart gets a little loud with the bumps. Usually I'm listening to music with the headphones, so it doesn't really bother me too much. Clear. Kind of move around to the road here, roadside. Apologize if that was loud. That is what it is. Doesn't look like there's much. Clean up any mess you made. Move her on. One reason I like the cart, you know, obviously it's you know, physical exercise, especially when I'm you know, close by, so it's not, you know, crazy distances with barbecues and stuff. Seems like some kind of old PC. Could be potentially worth it. At least scrap. Could be some decent metals in there, but who knows. Throw her in. Front hand side, I guess, here. It can get a little crazy juggling everything in the cart sometimes. garbage bags. I won't really rip them open, but if they have a large amount of cans, why not take them? Just recycle the other stuff some other day. I don't think there's anything there. Cannon. This place can be a hot spot, though. It's a bit of like a unit complex eat area. Sometimes you'll get some big good stuff. Dog barking. There's another rabbit. Could be the same rabbit. Who knows? Scanning. Sometimes boxes can be worth money, you know. Someone got a Switch 2 box, maybe. Some mics. Oh, yeah, there's a couple things in there. But I'll kind of look through here. Probably come back with an update. All right, we're back with a big update, I guess. We get a bunch of scrap, obviously, compared to before. This is just like a metal, it's like a bin storage thing. It had like a seat on top, broke it off. We're up to 62 cans, $6. You know, not too bad. Lots of scrap. There's that computer we had in there before, whatever's left of it. Metal handle on that. Yeah, all kinds of little trinkets. How much does that equate to in scrap? Couldn't tell you exactly. One, because it changes. Two, because it's kind of hard to break down. I don't really know how much that weighs, you know what I mean? But usually we got a little bit of sauce here. It already looks, I think this is alcohol, yeah. So what are we at? 62, I believe. We are at 62. We haven't dropped any. So we'll just continue from there. 4, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 7, 71, 72, bottle, 73, 'Apologize if the camera's getting covered. 74. I think she might be tapped. Looks clear to me. 74, we're making off like bandits. Just write the 74 before we forget. Another reason I like taking the cart when I'm close, it's just because, you know, space fills up quick. When I know with these, this little hot spot here might have a lot of scrap, it usually does. So it, you know, my car's not giant. Usually kind of having this open lid gives me some space to work with vertically. But, you know, we're stashing up, what was that, 74? $7.40 just in cans. Give you a bit of a time update here. I've been out for about half an hour. Maybe a little longer. But so far pretty good. And like I said, I'm taking it a little slow. For camera purposes. Usually I'm rushing pretty quick. But I figure at least for the first few episodes where we're figuring stuff out, you know, camera sound, lights, how everything's gonna work, I figured this is just fine. And of course, if you have any questions about what I'm doing, you know, bottle, can scrap collecting, leave them in the comments. And I'll be happy to answer. But we'll maybe check this one. And then continue on here and see what we got off camera. I don't think this is, yeah. So, you know, 2 wine bottles. 20 cents each for the big bottles. So, you know, we probably got $1 or $2 in terms of bottlage in here. Bring it all together, you know, could be about 10 plus bucks. But you know, we'll bring up to this this is another little bit of a hot spot here that I probably won't keep on camera. Did I just lose something? I think I did. My clipboard. Lost the clipboard. But yeah. Well, we are back. I don't know how clearly you can see it. We got a barbecue on there. I think we're up to 84 cans or something. Plus the barbecue, plus a bunch of other stuff on there. Thought I'd give you a little update. Well, we're heading back to the crib. Found a couple more bottles in there too, maybe 60 cents worth. Could have been a little more. But we're pushing through. And once we get back to the crib, I just unload this stuff. Probably come out for another 1 or 2 runs. And this is about the 1 hour mark. I don't know if I mentioned that. But looking pretty good. That's pretty much it for now.